You saw me being busy sorting scrap yarn, and I sorted all kinds of scrap yarn out of my stash, and I kind of laid them out in what I think is a nice color palette for my temperature blanket, and I will tell you later on about it. Hey everyone, welcome to Vlogmas day 18. Yes, 18. It is 4 p.m. It's 4 p.m. I had a knitting friend over for coffee and for a sit and knit, so I had a lovely afternoon so far. I already recorded the Dutch vlog this morning, and but then it was lunchtime, and yeah, well, then I had company. So here we are. And what do we have to think about today? Just one more row is a lie we tell ourselves every day. How is that for you? For me, it's certainly true. If I'm cruising in my knitting project and I really need to do housekeeping, bookkeeping, grocery shopping, laundry, just one more row is truly something I tell myself very often. I have a tea. This is not the tea from the Advent calendar because I already had that this morning when I was recording the Dutch vlog. This is a winter glow tea and it smells really nice. Although I started the video and then I stopped it again to take out the tea bag. The tea that I have from my Yogi Advent calendar, those are all herbal teas, and I always leave the bag in my cup and then I am perfectly fine with that. But this is just a regular tea with herbs added. This is a black tea, I think, and that would be way too bitter to my liking. So I had to stop, throw out the tea bag, and here we are. Today's favorite was somewhat different than my usual way I handle the favorites, because today is about favorite colors. And well, we all know that my favorite colors are autumnal colors, the colors that I use in my no frills cardigan. But while knitting, you accumulate all these leftovers, and I promised that I would take you along in my line of thought about my temperature blanket for 2025, and I decided to do that for today. I will add in a recording that I made this morning. I was sorting all my leftovers, and I was sorting them by color, just little piles of color, purple, green, blue. And in the end, I laid it out in an order that I liked and that was kind of logical to me for the order of my temperature blanket. And I need to get out my phone because for temperatures, and we are on Celsius, so for temperatures -5 and lower, and that is already freezing. 0 is, everything below freezing is 0, so -5 and lower is really freezing. I'm going to use these grays. Then for 0 up till -4, I'm going to use these darker grays. And I have several, because this is all about getting rid of some leftover stash. And I'm going to combine this in my bits and bobs blanket with 1 thread of undyed. So everything will be toned down a little. Then we have temperatures 1 to 3 degrees. So that's still cold, but it's not freezing anymore. Those will be the darker blues. And this is a slightly variegated, and these are just semi-solids. So the darker blues. I have 13 color groups this year. Usually I have 5 degrees per color, but this year I have 3 degrees, except for -5 and lower, which is one category, and 0 to -4 is one category, and 31 and up is one category. 31 is heat wave temperature. Yeah, I think so. I hope to have very little of those. Let's see, where were we? 4 to 6. 4 to 6 will be the lighter blues. And I have these ready. I still need to wind them because 4 to 6, if that temperature comes and I need to wind it then, I would not like that. Then we go to the darker greens with 7 to 9. And it's about a little green and petrol color. This is for temperatures 7 to 9. This will also be toned down, of course, because of the strand of undyed. Then we have the lighter greens. All these will be used for 10 to 12 degrees. Then we go into the browns for 13 to 15 degrees. Next up are the purples. For 16 to 18 degrees. Then the pinks for 19 to 21. And I have to cake these up. There are a few that I have to cake up, but I also have to cake up my undyed yarn. So I will put my ball winder on the table later today to do that. Let's see, then I have the Olivander, my Olivander-like colorways. So that is not your typical dark brown. I will use this for 22 to 24. The oranges, and I have a variety of orange-like, stone color-like. Those will be used for 25 to 27. That is already a bit too warm to my liking. If you are on Fahrenheit, you don't have a feeling for Celsius temperatures, but well, everything above 25 is really, I don't like it. Then we have the yellows for 28 up till 30, and there are also some light oranges in here, but not orangey enough to go into the orange colorway. Here's also something that I still need to cake up. This has a slight green speckle, but as you can see, most of my yarns for this year's temperature blanket, or for next year's temperature blankets, most of my yarns are solid or semi-solid or just a tiny bit of speckling, but no variegated stuff this year. 2 years ago I had a variegated, all the variegated for one temperature from 10 to 15 or something, to get rid of a few of those. And the last one, 31 and above, like I said, that is heat wave temperature, the reds. So I hope to have nearly nothing in the reds. So these were all my colors for my temperature blankets. And the way I'm going to do it is the previous 2 temperature blankets that I knitted, I checked the temperature at noon. And then I found the right bag and knit that temperature. I want to do that slightly different because I want to use my temperature blanket to knit early in the morning while having coffee. So I'm going to start my blanket with either an I-cord cast on or a knit to purl to, or the bits and bobs blanket right away. I still need to decide on that. Do a few rows in 2 strands of the undyed yarn, and I can do that now and on January 1st, and then on January 1st at noon I will check the temperature. I will put an alarm in my telephone. I will check the temperature, and then I can knit that temperature the next morning while having coffee. So that is my plan. I am glad I got these all sorted out. And the fun thing is that if I ran out of purples, this is all the purple in here. If I run out, I can just find a new skein of purple, or I might have new leftovers of purple that I can use, and I just add them in the bag. So as long as I keep in the purples, everything is fine. And it's a temperature blanket, but it's not a scientific thing, right? So if there's a lighter purple in that temperature and someone would say, wow, I think that's pink. Well, whatever. So that was my color theme favorite thing. And I wanted to add that in now because every year that I'm doing a temperature blanket, there are always some people that say, oh wow, I want to join you, so I'm going to dive into my stash as well. And that's perfect. But you need to have time to do that before the year starts, right? So the other 2 temperature blankets, I did squares or chevrons. I used the northeasterly ones, 20 rows plus 2 rows in my base color, so to say. 2023 I did a square blanket with just knits and purls, nothing special. But if you choose to do something like that, you should give it some time to think about if you will end with a square in the top corner. I had a schedule to make a square or a rectangular blanket. I wanted to make each chevron or each block just as long as all the days, but you need to end in the right spot. So I had one in between each month, one extra block, and I had one for February 29th, because we did not have that year. So on February 28th, I had to knit February 28th, the block for February 29th, which I did in my color that I used in between the months, and I knitted a block to be in between the months. So think about it if you are going for modular blankets. I am going to do the bits and bobs, so that's just one row in, one row out. That's it for today. So and then I'm not going to cut my yarn, because if I am in the same temperature tomorrow, I can just continue. I think I'm going to cast on 201 stitches. I measured my swatch, and I think 201 is the way to go. And there are also knitters who do something special in the block for that day if there's a celebration or a birthday or just something special. I did that in my 2023 blankets. I'm not going to do that this year. I just want a plain blanket, just go for it. So, but if you want to do a temperature blanket next year, just think those things over before January. And you can also go with, for example, 6 or 8 or 10 colors that you really like and that you think are matchy and are aesthetically pleasing in your house, and that you can buy full skeins of. But my plan is to use up many leftovers. So yeah, I'm kind of curious. Are you planning a temperature blanket? Last year I did a Christmas ornament year-long make-along. My sister and I had the plan to do one ornament per week. Well, that didn't work out. I'm not cut out for I'm not cut out for a make-along like that. I know I can do temperature blankets because I already have 2. So, and that's just nice and easy, and kind of exciting to see what color will be knitted in next. So I have high hopes for this one, and yeah, I can't wait to start it. Well, I can. Wait. I don't want Christmas to be over yet. I am really enjoying myself. I am healing. I am being a good patient. And I am looking forward to Christmas. All my children will be home, so that's nice. And I will have my birthday on the 27th. And we will go for a train ride in a steam-driven locomotive thing. Not the greenest thing to do, but it is a nice trip, a nice activity with the family. And I will keep on knitting all the things. Yeah. I'm so enjoying my knitting time. Oh, I absolutely love it. And today I'm wearing, by the way, my Harvest cardigan. This is a cardigan by Tin Can Knits. It's a free pattern. There are 6,773 projects already, and it is in 7,346 queues. And I started this on April 22nd. And I finished it on August 28th. I used a combo spin for this. So I used the yarn that I spun during the Spin the Bin challenge in 2019. And after the body was finished, I knitted a little hem, and then I turned back to my sleeves because I only had the amount of yarn that was from this combo spin. So hence the sleeves are a little shorter, and I did end up with a long enough cardigan. I could have used a needle size bigger. This is just quite dense, and I never wear it, funnily enough. I did lose some weight over time, and I think it fits me better now. But somehow this is just not my go-to cardigan if I need one. And that might be because of the density of the knit, because of the flowiness, or, well, the lack of flowiness, better said. So, but I might take it out more now that I have been wearing it all day. It keeps me nice and toasty, that's for sure. And I really enjoyed knitting this pattern. This is just, did I already say that it was a free pattern by Tin Can Knits? And I have heard people saying, oh, it drops off my shoulder. That was something that I particularly heard about this cardigan. I pin it down, so I don't have that problem. But the original pattern is without buttons or a button band. You knit this band mid-front, but there are no buttons or buttonholes in there. But there are people that added buttons and buttonholes and pockets. It kind of makes me think of my no frills cardigan, which I brought because, again, this was all that I've been knitting on yesterday, and this is the progress. Here's my Christmas tree. So I just did, well, an inch maybe, and I've been knitting on this. Yesterday I worked on my administration, on my bookkeeping. Definitely not cut out for that. But that really took a big chunk of my knitting time. And when I was nearly finished, I was so tired, so I had to lie down and sleep. I can still be tired so easily. So, but then I'm just taking a moment for self-care, and I just lie down, sleep, and I'm fine with that. But this was everything I've been knitting on. So I moved the stitch marker up, and we will see the progress the next time. Let's see. So one more time. One more time. Just one more row is a lie we tell ourselves daily. How's that for you? Do you tell to yourself, oh, just one more row, and then the next thing you know, you had the best afternoon and 10 centimeters on your sweater. One more row. Okay, thank you again for watching. I am so glad you came back to my channel today. Thank you so much. And I hope to see you again tomorrow. Bye.